everyone. For my technology tool video this week, I'm going to be talking about the app Schoolwork, which is this orange app with the book and the globe. So Schoolwork is a free Apple app. It is actually integrated into the Apple School Manager program, and it is basically, think of Google Classroom. It is designed for teachers and students to manage classroom activities, assignments, and student progress. So teachers are able to post assignments and assessments for students to complete digitally, and the teachers are able to actually track the student work and really personalize the instruction, while the students are able to view assignments, submit the work. They can collaborate with the teacher and other students, and the teacher can provide feedback on their assignments and monitor their progress, as well as the students monitoring their own progress. So I'm just going to show you how I upload assignments into Schoolwork, and I use this all the time, especially when I'm creating a keynote for my students. So you can see right here, I have done previously a butterfly journal, which we were doing in May during our butterfly life cycle unit, and then I've made actually a CBC book for literacy for the students to complete. So on the left side, we have two different categories. We have the library, which consists of assessments and assignments, so we can directly upload from there, or I can pick a class right under it, and then I can upload assignments and assessments from there. So what I usually do is I click the first class, and this is really easy for my students to find on their end. As you can see, each content area has its own class, and it's difficult for my students, at least, to read and try to find the assignments and looking through every content area. So I always just put in the first criteria here, which is K, progress monitoring, progress report, no attendance. So this is where I always upload all of my assignments. So here you can see I had uploaded a butterfly journal. And if we just take a quick look, you can see my students are listed here. The yellow means the ones that are still working on it, so in progress, and then how much time has been spent on the assignment. So here I can really track who is working on the assignment, who's taking some time to do it, and how they are doing. So none of these students have submitted the assignment. This was just an assignment that we were doing together, so they really didn't need to submit it. But if you look next to the student's name and next to in progress, it has a little picture there, and I can actually press into that picture and it will show me the keynote and the student's progress so far. So I can really track and see who is having difficulty and who's completing the assignments. So to add a new assignment into this, I'm going to go to the plus sign on the top right corner, and then I can add an assessment or add an assignment. So I'm going to add an assignment, and here is the form that I just have to fill out for my students to be able to complete the assignment. So for this assignment that I'm adding, I'm actually going to add the Earth Day badge book that I created through Keynote, which is part of my STEM project. So each week the students have to complete missions and challenges, and then they have to upload a picture or a video of their finished product or what they're engaging in. And then this will allow them to earn a badge for each of the criteria to become an Earth Day superhero. So for my title, let's start with that. I'm going to put Earth Day badge book, and then I usually like to put a little emoji or picture just so the students can find it easily. So I'll put an earth and a little award there. Right under is the class. So if I press that, I have the list of all my students. And then if I wanted to really personalize this assignment, maybe I only wanted a few of my students to have this, maybe it's an enrichment or an intervention project, I would just click whoever the students I wanted to actually have this project, and it would only be sent to them, which is really great for personalization and differentiation. But since this is something all my students are doing, I'm going to press entire class and then press done. And then the next criteria is due date. So if I press the blue words here, I can actually select a date and a time that I want the students to have this assignment completed by. So for this one, I'm not going to put a due date. I'm just going to take that off and press done. Right under it says deliver. And if I press that, now this is when these students will receive it on their iPads. Now when the students receive it, they'll get a notification, and that notification will say Ms. Morales has posted an assignment, and they can go right into schoolwork or press the notification to start working on the assignment right away. Now, for the delivery, I can have it sent right away, or I can actually schedule a specific date and a specific time that I want this assignment posted for the students to start working on. So let's say I wanted to assign it for next Wednesday at 10:15 because that's when we're doing our Earth Day unit and we're doing the activity. I can have it post exactly at that time so the students are not working on it early and they know exactly what they need to do for that day. So we'll just put a delivery date. And then I'm going to actually add the activity now. So I'll press the blue rectangle here that says add activities with the plus sign. And everything through Apple is through a plus sign. Whenever you want to add something, you always have to press that plus sign. So here's the list of all the activities I can add. I can add files, I can add photos, I can add documents. It says scan documents. So let's say I had a worksheet that I wanted the students to complete that day. I needed them to do it that day, and the copy machine was broken, or I didn't have time to go and make copies. I can actually take a picture and scan that worksheet and upload it into schoolwork, and they could complete the assignment digitally, which is really great for not only very time efficient if you can make those copies, but also efficient as far as, recycling and less waste. So that's something that I really like to do here. And then it's just good for the students to get familiar with working with these programs digitally and completing these assignments. So it's a great practice too. Right under scan documents is a web page, so I can actually add a link to maybe a YouTube video I want them to see, to a website that I want them to explore and to complete an activity doing that. And then all the way on the bottom is exit ticket. So I could actually create a simple, quick exit ticket if I am teaching the curriculum and I want to see if the students have understood it. I can do a variety of different types of exit tickets here, nice and quick, upload it to the schoolwork and have them complete it right away without having to write anything down, and I could see it right away as a very quick formative assessment. So for this purpose, I'm going to upload the Earth Day badge book that I created through Keynote. So I'll go to Files, and I'll go to My Recents, and then the first one, Earth Day badge book. We'll press that, and it's uploading on the bottom. Now, as far as the instructions, you can add instructions. You can add a picture. You can see the little picture clip art. You can add a written message with that little marker clip art, or you can add an audio. I like to add written instructions with an audio because a lot of my students are just learning to read, so they aren't going to be able to really understand the directions fully. So I do like to write that written instructions coupled with the audio. So for these instructions, I'm going to write press the keynote to complete the Earth Day badge book. All right, so I have my written instructions there, and now I'm going to add an audio. So I'm going to press that audio, record my audio, press the keynote to complete the Earth Day badge book. And then I have my audio message right there. Okay, now going to the bottom of the assignment page, it says Earth Day badge book. That's where my presentation is. I'm going to press the 3 dots here. Now, this gives us 3 different options on how I want the students to view and work on the assignment. So the first one is each student can edit their own file. This is very similar to Google Classroom, where each student gets their own copy and they make edits and changes to their own copy. This is the one I'm going to do for this assignment specifically. But if I did want the students to maybe collaborate and work together on one assignment or one project, just like when I was pressing the specific students or the specific class that I was assigning this to. Maybe I wanted 4 students to work on one type of presentation or project and the other 3 students to work on a different kind. I could customize that right here. But just by clicking students collaborate together on the same file and sending them the same file. So that's also an option. And then the last one, only you can make changes, which is for me. So let's say I actually made a presentation that I didn't want the students to change. I just wanted them to view it. That would be the criteria that I would press. But for this purpose, I am going to have each student have their own file. Make sure that is selected. And then we are done. So I'm going to go to the top, schedule. And then my assignment is going to pop up on my end right here. Earth Day Badge Book. If I go into it, I can edit the assignment. I can edit the instructions. I can see the progress of the students. Obviously, I just posted this, so there's no progress. The students haven't spent any time on it. So this is a way for me to evaluate and see how the students are doing on the project. So for me, I love, love, love using this schoolwork app because my school is an Apple school. We do a lot of work digitally. And this is just a very easy way for the students to get assignments, to complete assignments, and to really get familiar with the Apple technology that we use every day. So I hope you enjoyed my tutorial this week on schoolwork. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.